Hello and welcome to another day of LSAT prep with Tony. Sorry, kids. uh, I am preparing for the August LSAT using LSAT Max's course. I'm on the August calendar, and the calendar they have on their site, which I could pull up, but it doesn't matter. Basically, I'm in the practice and review area of the test prep. So that means that I'm doing lots of practice tests and reviewing those practice tests, and then touching up on areas that I think I need to work on. So where that puts me on last week on Friday. Last week I did 2 prep tests. My first time to do 2 prep tests, and here they are, numbers 9 and 10 here. Now you can see I was kind of at the normal numbers as usual, about 151. It's kind of not really moved off of that, except this one anomaly where I knew a bunch of the questions already. And then it bumped up a little bit on Friday when I did my test. I got a 153. Let's see if I can tell where that bump came from. Looks like in logical reasoning. It looks like I even went down a little bit on logic games. So I'm employing a couple of different strategies. I think on logic games at this point, I'm not making it through all of the games. So what I'm really focusing on is doing the first game and then making sure I do the whatever other game is there that has the most number of questions, doing that one. And my focus is to get all of those questions right. If I get all of those questions right, that's usually a little more than half of the questions. And so then I can bump this up, but I've been pretty consistent on logic games, except for I have no idea how I did so well on this one. I wish I could do that again. Maybe I had seen a bunch of the games already. It's probably the case. But 52 and 48 is pretty consistent here on that one. And 48 and 67 is pretty consistent on reading comprehension. So my tutor, Chris, has told me that the logic games is the area where I need to really be focusing, because that's the low-hanging fruit. So that's what I'm really doing. I'm going to continue my review, logical reasoning. Looks like that's where I had the bump in my last score. I had what is that? That's 4 plus 10, 14 percentage point jump in that area of the test, and pretty consistent on the other areas. So that's my practice test from last week. And so today I will continue my review. I did the logic games review, and I may have done the reading comp review as well. I'll look at that to see. And then the logical reasoning, I did one section. I'm going to do the other section here today. I'm sorry, I did part of the section, so I'll try to finish both of them. I've got about 2.5 hours to do my logical reasoning review, and then I'm going to hit logic games for the last part of the day. And actually, I might flip that. I might do my logic games practice early this morning, and then hit the logical reasoning later in the day, just to try and see if maybe doing the thing that I really want to improve most on early when my brain is fresh. And then continue beating it at the end of the day with logical reasoning. So I have been thinking about a new test date. I have been thinking about going for October and extending my studying. I guess many people study for this test between 6 months and 12 months. Top scorers generally, I think, spend a lot of time. Of course, there are outliers who are just really good, maybe philosophy majors or math majors who have already seen symbolic logic and are already accustomed to pure logic in a more formal setting. And so those who tend to do better. So I've been thinking really seriously about foregoing all my classes for the first part of the next term in fall of 2021 here, and continuing to study for the LSAT so that I can take it in October. That'll put me later in the admissions cycle, but if I can bring that score up 10 points between now and then, I could really improve my admissions situation. Hopefully going to have, if not a 4.0, a really high GPA. So when you have a really high GPA and an average LSAT score, that doesn't really look good. They don't look that kind of brings into question your um, your GPA, and so I want to bring my score up as much as possible to try and garner. And also, the biggest thing that has really made me start thinking about this, even more than just bringing up the score, well, let me say at least as much as I have found that this studying for this test has made me a much clearer thinker. And so um, I'm really getting a lot of fruit from these labors of, uh, like I've said before, being transformed by the renewing of my mind. So this particular type of renewing of my mind, I am really appreciating the fruit of it, and it's just an ability to analytically to analyze something, to look at a situation analytically, and to really pull out the pure logic out of it. And even, settling disputes between my children. Uh, my wife and I were making a decision about some uh, uh, homeschool curriculums that she wants to use last night. And I really felt like my training from this has really helped that. And I think going forward, that I will continue to reap the benefits of that. And I think that I'll probably be a better lawyer. I'll probably be a better legal counselor the better that I'm able to do on this test. I don't know how much of uh, logical reasoning training you get in law school. And so I think this is a really good opportunity to increase my abilities in that area, my skills in that area. And so I want to take advantage of it. And so probably will still set for the August LSAT. I've already, I could switch, but it's not a bad thing. I'm already kind of in the process of getting ready for it. So, but I'm pretty much settled on the fact that I'm going to go ahead and do an October test. I mean, unless I somehow am able to raise this thing 10 points in the next 4 or 5 weeks, uh, then uh, then I may not have to take the October LSAT. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So, any comments that you have about your test date or any conversation you want to have, love to hear about it. And thank you for watching with me today, and thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, anything that you want to talk about. Love to hear it, and love to interact with anybody who wants to talk to me about something on this LSAT journey. So hope this is helpful for you. It is definitely helpful for me, and I know it'll be helpful for others in the future. I was actually even talking to a friend of mine who I've just known for probably 20 years. He was in a church that I was in, and moved away, I think, to go to college or something. And he's thinking about going to law school now. So he was calling me and talking to me about my journey, and so I was able to refer him. He was thinking about which LSAT course to use, and I was able to refer him to my first video on this series, which is about my process of thinking through which LSAT course I'm going to use. So now I landed on LSAT Max. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Chris the LSAT.